So welcome back to the 30-day upload challenge, where today I will be convincing you that Nemo is not a beloved Pixar classic, but instead, based off a YouTube video I recently saw by Motta, a horror movie. And let's start with my first argument. Now, with my first point being the Barracuda, a scene where a man literally watches his wife and children get eaten by a killer fish that is sleek, deadly, intense, and ominous, shot with an awful background, super dark, and by the way, for a pretty large chunk of the scene, a lack of music until the Barracuda. But if that hasn't convinced you, here's my third point for why Nemo is still a horror movie. And now on to my second point, with Dory and the jellyfish scene, which is, again, also super ominously shot, extremely stressful, and literally includes Merlin and Dory running for their lives from jellyfish that are actively trying to kill them, and it's literally acting on a one-touch kill, heavy, intense, and stressful environment. But don't worry, if you're not convinced, I have more to prove, and I'll be doing that with my third point. The butt. It's literally a scene where a kid goes out into open ocean with a chain, and I forget if this is what it's called, but thalassophobia, where it's like the fear of the deep or something like that. I don't know. I'd be a little freaked out if I'm in the middle of the ocean, nothing to see, just a chain, and then all of a sudden, this happens. Some random dude with the goggles pulls up from behind me. Again, couldn't see since I was floating in the middle of the ocean. Then puts me in a bag and proceeds to throw me in a cooler and steal me from my father, while everyone else watches in horror with the inability to do anything. While this SpongeBob the movie Cyclops is sitting behind me, probably gonna put me into some kind of McDonald's chick fish fillet sandwich, which if you eat and order that actively, I cannot trust you. I'm sorry. But if somehow I haven't thoroughly convinced you at this point that there's at least horror elements put into something that is clearly horror inspired, how about the scene where a shark smells blood and his eyes become pitch black with killer intent to actively eat our main characters? Again, by the way, it's not like the scene is played for jokes. They're literally getting chased by a shark in an active landmine that is trying to avoid his murderous tendencies and not act on. But fine, if you're not convinced, I've saved the best for last. The humpback whale scene. Yeah, this one they just straight up get eaten. And then are literally forced to come out of this thing's blowhole while they're desperately gasping for air and suffocating like they're in some kind of oxygen deprivation chamber, as the air is literally ripped away and they are forced to fall into the belly of the beast and not sure if they'll return. It's insane. And it also doesn't help that the whale literally appears from a open emptiness. And oh wow, I'm sorry, did I mention that the whale fucking eats them? But besides, thanks Motta for this video. You guys have a great one, and we'll see you tomorrow.